For decades, movies and documentaries have presented Megalodon as a giant, barrel-chested great white shark. But this popular image is a myth based entirely on scaling up modern predators. A 2025 study analyzing fossilized vertebral columns showed the closest anatomical match is the lemon shark. Megalodon was actually an elongated, streamlined cruiser that could reach up to 24 meters, nearly 80 feet in length. Maintaining a body of that size requires a specific engine. Unlike most modern sharks, which match the temperature of the water around them, evidence suggests Megalodon was warm-blooded, generating its own internal heat to stay warmer than the surrounding ocean. This chart visualizes the staggering cost of that internal heat. A modern human burns roughly 2,000 calories a day. To survive, Megalodon had to consume 100,000 calories every day, turning its environment into a strict economy where starvation was a constant threat. Operating at that massive daily deficit completely dictates how a predator behaves. It cannot hunt randomly or chase every shadow in the water. Because of its immense 24-meter scale, every flick of the tail, every tight turn, and every sudden burst of speed burned through its critical biological reserves. A prolonged, exhausting chase that burned more energy than the prey provided would be disastrous, and it certainly could not afford a missed meal. It had to strike suddenly from the deep. That punishing metabolic debt explains exactly why Megalodon evolved such terrifying, hyper-lethal hunting mechanics to secure calories. By analyzing fossilized scales, paleontologists estimate Megalodon cruised through the ocean at remarkably slow speeds, only about 2 to 3 kilometers per hour. That slow patrol was highly intentional. It allowed the animal to steadily scan for targets before releasing an instantaneous burst of explosive force. Moving slowly was an evolutionary necessity. It protected the shark's biological energy budget, keeping its baseline calorie burn as low as structurally possible until the exact moment of the strike. This data proves Megalodon was never an endurance hunter built to pursue agile prey. It was a highly efficient ambush machine, engineered to conserve total power for one catastrophic blow. To secure those massive calories, Megalodon relied on jaws cycling through roughly 40,000 thick, serrated teeth over its lifetime, arrayed in a jaw assembled here to show its true, overwhelming scale. The maximum bite force generated by this structure is estimated at 180,000 newtons. That is 10 times stronger than the bite of a modern great white. To understand that figure in physical terms, imagine the combined weight of 3 full-grown African elephants concentrated onto a single point of pressure. We can see exactly how that force was deployed by examining forensic evidence left behind on ancient fossilized whale remains. Paleontologists consistently find impact fractures and deep gouge marks directly on the rib cages. Megalodon struck the core to bypass the outer flesh and immediately shatter vital organs. This brutal strategy was a strict biological requirement. Slicing straight through solid bone to kill instantly was the only way to avoid a drawn-out physical struggle that would bankrupt its daily energy budget. This high-stakes, high-calorie hunting loop worked flawlessly for 13 million years. Megalodon thrived in warm, shallow coastal waters, rich with early toothed whales. But roughly 5 million years ago, the global climate began to cool. As ocean temperatures dropped, those warm coastal ecosystems began to shrink and pull back. Faced with shrinking habitats, early whales adapted. They traded their teeth for baleen plates, allowing them to swim open-mouthed and passively filter vast quantities of krill in a single pass. Because this required so little effort, these whales grew larger and migrated out into deeper, colder open oceans. Megalodon's primary calorie source effectively vanished, completely breaking its survival equation. While Megalodon lost its food supply, the ancestors of the modern great white shark exploited the gap. Their smaller size and agility allowed them to hunt faster prey in colder waters. Megalodon could not shrink or slow down its metabolism to wait out this transition. Its inflexible demand for 100,000 calories a day turned its massive size into a lethal trap. Some wonder if the species survived in the unexplored deep. However, the complete lack of fresh teeth on the seafloor and the absence of massive bite marks on modern whales proves the animal is entirely extinct. But the extinction triggered an immediate ecological reaction. The removal of the ocean's apex predator lifted the biological ceiling on baleen whales, leaving them with unlimited food and zero predators. Millions of years of unchecked, predator-free growth led directly to the blue whale, the largest animal in the history of life on Earth. Megalodon's extreme energy requirements drove a terrifying reign and ultimately guaranteed its death. But its disappearance cleared the biological path for the largest creatures to ever exist.